Hi everyone. As part of this problem, we have the input table as seats. This table has below columns. Seat number, that is the number given to the seats, is empty. That indicates whether the seat is empty or not. If it is N, that means seat is not empty. If it is Y, that means the seat is empty. So we need to find out three or more consecutive vacant seats. So if there are three or more seats in the serial order that is empty, we need to report that in the output. So as we can see in the input, we have these seats, that is 2, 3, 4. Like we have three consecutive seats which are empty. So we will be reporting these in the output. Next we have seats 7 and 8 which are empty. But since there are only two in the number, like consecutive only two seats are empty, we will not be reporting it in the output. And likewise, we have seats from 11 to 14 which are empty and they are in consecutive three or more. So that's why they will also be reported in the output. So hope the problem statement is clear. We need to find out three or more consecutive vacant seats. So let's go ahead and solve the problem. So first of all, we will discuss the approach that we will take to solve the problem. So what we will do is, this is the input that we have. So we are going to use a strategy here, which we will discuss now. So first of all, what we will do is, we will generate a rank here. Wherever we see the vacant as Y, like if the seat is vacant, and in the order of the seat number, we are going to assign a ranking to it. So it will be something like this. So we will be assigning the ranking for the vacant seats in the order of the seat number. So here also we will form one new column. Now what we need to do is we need to find the difference. So we need to difference the seat number and this rank. So 2 minus 1, this will give 1, 3 minus 2 will be 1, 4 minus 3 will be 1. And even here 7 minus 4 will be 3 and 3. And here it will be 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay. So if you observe here, what is happening? Basically, whenever we have two parallel series of numbers, like, and both are increasing with the same difference, like in this case, the seat number is increasing by 1 and the rank that we have derived column, that this is the derived column, this is also increasing by 1. The difference is 1 wherever it is increasing. So if we find the difference between such columns which are increasing with the same difference, in that case, the difference between these two columns, we will get the same if they are consecutive. Okay, so this is a very important property whenever we want to find consecutiveness between two increasing columns with the same difference. So if we take the difference between such columns, we will get the same value for each of these entries where there is consecutiveness. So if we are able to reach this state, we are almost close to the solution. What we need to do is we need to count the number of entries in each of these groups. Like wherever the difference is 1, how many entries are present? If it is 3 or more, then we need to include it as part of the output. So here there are 3 entries. This will go in the output. Here there are 2 entries. So we will discard this. Here there are 4 entries. So this also will be part of the output. So we will count the entries for each of this difference as a second step to find out which are the seats which are in consecutive order and they are in number 3 or more. So this way we will solve the problem. So let's follow this approach. Hope it is clear what we are trying to achieve, and we will work on this and find out the solution. So to start with, we will work on this seats table. So as we discussed, we will first of all take a ranking function, that is a row number, and we will create it in the increasing order of seat number. So let's run and see the output. So, and the thing is, we only need to find out the ranking for the empty seats. So what we will do is, we will add the filter here. That is, consider only those records where the seat is empty. So now let's check this out. So now if we see, only for those seats where the is empty is Y, that is the seat is empty, only for those we have found the ranking in the increasing order of seat number. So whatever we discussed, now we are implementing it. So we have done the first part. Now what we need to do is we need to find the difference between these two columns. And if both the columns are in increasing order and it is consecutive, then we will get the same difference. So that is what we will do here. We will find the difference between the seat number and this newly derived column of rank. So let's take the difference between the two and call the column as diff. Let's run and see the output. So it is seat number. So let's mention that and execute. So let's check out the output here. So if we see here, now between these two columns, we have identified the difference. Wherever there is consecutiveness, as we can see, the difference value is same. Okay, so we have completed this part. Now what we need to do is we need to count the number of difference entries that are present and keep only those entries where the count is greater than equal to 3 or more. So that is what we are going to do. So what we will do is we will add this as part of a CTE. Whatever we have got as output, let's add it as part of a CTE. Let's call it as seat DET. Now what we will do is, first of all, let's identify which are those groups where the number of entries are 3 or more. Okay. So from here, we are going to work on the seat DET. We are going to do a group by based on the difference column. That is kind of our group as well. It is forming the group. And here we will get the count. So let's get the total entries here. So this will help us identify what is the total count in each of these groups. So if we see here, for the difference 1, there were 3 entries. For difference 3, there were 2 entries. And for difference 5, there were 4 entries. So we need to keep only those entries where the count is 3 or more. So it will be first and third entry. Okay, so for that, what we can do is we can use the having clause here and we can say count is greater than equal to 3. So it will keep only the first and third entry. Let's run and see the output. So as we can see, we have identified which are those differences which have 3 or more entries. So from the output, like from here, we will keep only those differences where the value is 1 or 5, which we have determined here. So we simply need to add it as part of a subquery. So what we will do is we will keep only the difference here and we will get the details from this seat DET where the difference is in this, like whatever we have identified where the count is greater than equal to 3, we will keep only those entries. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's run this and see the output. So as we can see, now we have got only those entries where the number of entries, like whether the difference entries are 3 or more. And this is the solution that we have. As a last part, let's keep only the relevant column, that is seat number and is empty. So we will add seat number here and is empty column. We will have only that as part of the output. So let's check the output. So this is the final output we have. We have 3 consecutive seats from 2, 3, 4, which are empty, and seats from 11 to 14, which are empty. So this way we have solved the problem. So let's summarize what we have done to reach to the solution. So first of all, we derived a new column, that is a ranking function using a row number, and we have ordered it based on the seat number. we kept only those entries where the seats are empty. So only for such records, we have identified the rank. And as we discussed in our approach, that whenever we have two parallel columns which are increasing in the same order, like with the same difference, if we take the difference between these two columns, wherever they are in consecutive order, we will get the same difference. So that is what we did here. For the seats which are empty, we got the new column derived, that is the rank column. And after that, we have taken the difference between seat number and this rank column. Once we do that, we get the difference column. The next part is counting the number of diff entries. Like here, if we count the number of entries, if they are 3 or more, we know that that is our solution. So same thing we have done here. We have counted and kept only those entries where the difference is greater than equal to 3. And finally, from this data, we have kept only such records where difference was greater than 3, which we derived here. So this way we solved the problem. So please go through the video. If you found it useful, please like it. If you have not yet subscribed the channel, please subscribe
Like, comment,
and please
and
provide your feedback in the
subscribe.
comments. Thank you.